The Virtual Boys have been playing Nintendo since they were little. These many years of experience have made them experts in the field, or at least they think so. Join them this week as they talk about Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and the gajillion things that happened throughout November. You're listening to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things by Nintensity. This podcast is done by four friends that talk about anything and everything Nintendo. Check out the website at nintensity.com and be sure to follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe and share the show with your friends. Oh, of course, enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things. This is episode 78, and we're all back together. I'm your host, David. Ultra Beasts are broken, accompanied with James.
What is so ultra about this?
And Skylar.
The worst Emerald version ever. Suck it.
And Jordan.
So this is why there was no Z.
Oh, burn!
I
Poor
wish there
X and
was
Y.
a Z.
I don't know. I think I'd rather get a Diamond and Pearl remake than Ultra. I think Gen 6 did this better.
Gen 6 wins.
Give me my platinum version, my ultra platinum or whatever. Anyway, so this week we're going to do a little bit of a November roundup. I wish there was a word like roundup that started with an N so we could get some beautiful alliteration, but it's not coming to me. We're going to talk about Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. We'll talk a bit about Skyrim, Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp, as well as some Switch sales, and a few of the other games that we've been lucky enough to play. So let's just jump right into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But before, I'd just like to remind you to check out our Patreon page. These episodes are going up early as a reward for those that support us. Check it out at patreon.com/Nintensity. And if you want to talk about this episode, check out our Discord community at nintendo.city/Discord. All of these links are in the show notes as well. So let's jump right in to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Who's played it?
I think everyone but me, right?
Wait, Jordan, you haven't played it?
No.
Oh.
I was on the fence of picking it up, but...
Don't worry. Don't pick it up, Jordan. You already played Sun and Moon. You don't need to pick this one up.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from everyone. I didn't want to drop $30 on it.
Yeah.
Like the basic consensus, well, I'll just do a too long didn't listen, even though we haven't really talked about it yet. The basic consensus online amongst pretty much every Pokemon fan, or at least Pokemon player that I've talked to or read about, have said the game is good, but if you've already played through Sun and Moon and aren't a huge Pokemon fanatic, don't bother with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But if you haven't played Sun or Moon, grab one of these two games because it's still a great experience. It's just not different enough for those of us that have already played the first two games. Does that sound about right to you guys?
Mm-hmm. I was actually kind of mad at this how similar this game was to the original games, because I already had played through Sun and Moon, and then I had bought both of these in the metal pack that Amazon provided. But I was very disappointed to go through the same things. Like, this is the same totem Pokemon. Wow, this is the same trial. Wow, great. I thought this would be different. You said there were more areas to explore? Where are those exactly? Like, I don't know. I was really skeptical, and I'm still kind of upset, having played through both of the new versions myself.
Yeah, I think David's synopsis is pretty similar to what I would say. I go even a step, well, I'd add another thing where I don't think this story is quite as good as Sun and Moon, the original one. I think having it, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Ultra Recon Squad, but I don't know, they kind of add another leg to the story that doesn't quite fit with the previous one. It just kind of fits, like, I don't know, shoehorned. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like an awkward peg leg just tackled onto the end. But,
right. And it's like, look, it's longer now. Like,
yeah,
okay, different.
I kept asking myself, what do these guys even bring to the table?
Well,
in the story, they don't really
Yeah.
do anything.
yeah, I mean, not really. But I'm not to say I don't like them. I think they're interesting in how they're kind of trying to get used to the whole Alola region, well, our world actually. I like that, but it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't there enough to make it seem different. They just happened to be there, like
Yeah.
going in the same places as the regular game. They just put them in there and say, "Hey, look, they're here."
They do change upon which version you're playing, though. The two people are different.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Wow, so different.
difference is there. Man.
I mean, Sun and Moon had their own differences, so I guess this kind of makes sense. I do feel like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is the more complete version because there is more added to it. I mean, we joke that there isn't any difference whatsoever, and for the most part, that's true. But there are, like, for example, in Sun and Moon, there were lots that didn't have any buildings, like coming soon kind of a thing. And in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, a lot of those are replaced with picture places or this new feature and whatnot. So there are new things to this, and we can probably go into those a little later. But I'd say that when I was playing it, I feel like this should have been the version that we got originally, story aside.
So could all of those changes have just been a DLC update?
Oh yeah, totally.
Easy.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know Pokemon doesn't do DLC as some fans would claim, and some people are really trying to defend this game, which they can. It's fine. It's their opinion, but I just don't agree with that. But I think DLC can be a way to further the longevity of Pokemon. I mean, if you don't want it, you don't want it. But if you do, it's there for you if you pay a little extra money.
Yeah. I mean, they only added 4 Pokemon in this version.
So
There's 4 of them.
when you mean by 4 Pokemon, do you mean like new, completely new?
Yeah, 4
Okay.
completely new. They added the Poipole thing that they showed off. They basically already showed off every single one of them in the
Right. No, they
trailers.
did. They did.
And the new Stack Attack, or whatever, and the guy who does Mind Blown. I forgot his name. But, like, those 3, and Poipole has an evolution, and that's pretty much it.
Well, actually, you're forgetting one more.
Yeah, what's the electric one? That looks like a Digimon.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
There's a new Pokemon that's electric that looks like a Digimon in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
trying to think. What do you?
It has an electric scarf and everything. Here, let me...
Yeah, pull it up real quick.
yeah, it's... I can't pronounce this. There's so many freaking random letters. Zeraora. Zerario.
We don't know anything about that Pokemon yet. It hasn't really been released.
Oh, really?
It's basically the Marshadow of the new version.
Whoa! This is the first
I
I've
guess
heard
my
of
friend
it.
just hacked his game because he already has it.
He must
was-
have.
And he was posting pictures of it and everything in game, and I was like, "This looks like they made a shonen character. It looks terrible."
I'm gonna have
That's
to take a
kinda
look
funny.
at that.
One of
Because-
his poses, he looks like he's doing a Chidori.
Oh please, spare me.
Oh my.
Well,
Sasuke
Cerebee's
over
got
here.
an entry on him. Interesting.
Well, that Pokemon is not in the Pokedex in the game, so
Well, they have the
Right.
flavor text from the Pokédex on Cerebee. Where do you get him?
I don't know. But
But-
he's not actually in the Dex in the game though.
I'm going to
I've
give
already
you guys the
completed
image
Dexes.
that I've seen,
Okay.
so you can see like what
You know-
I'm talking about.
The one I was talking about is Dust Lycanroc or whatever. That
A dust form like
Lycanroc.
right. So
Yeah, it's technically still Lycanroc, but I mean,
what in the
holy
world?
crap, that thing looks stupid.
It looks like. Oh my word.
It looks like a shonen character. He's in like a
Well, the
fighting pose
eyes,
with
yes, the
electric
eyes
scarf.
definitely do look like a shonen character.
Shonen
And then
furries.
the bottom one, he's doing like a Chidori thing or whatever for his special attack.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
word.
I guess we'll have to like attach this image with the podcast.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
I
you'll have-
remember.
You'll have
Please send me a reminder, guys. But yeah, apparently he's unavailable in the game unless you use some sort of mystery gift event. So your friend probably hacked it. Thanks for literally
Hacks.
just typing, this is to remind David. I mean, like, when I published the episode on Sunday or whatever. Anyway.
Oh, you didn't say when to remind you.
Maybe I'll pin that. Anyway, so, I mean, I've played so little of this game. I've literally only played through the first island. Which there's not a whole lot of new stuff on just the first island.
Well, how
I mean,
you meet your Pokemon is pretty new.
Yeah, I know, right? They come out of
Yeah.
the grass and they're like, "Hey,
Oh,
do you
man.
need some help?"
This
and I'm
changes
like,
the future of everything.
which one didn't I choose in Sun and Moon? Oh yeah, Litten. All right, Litten, you're mine. Let's go.
Hey, that's the one I chose too.
How long is the first island? Because that's what will make or break whether or not I play this again. I might just pick it up again if the first island is short. So
It's
all my
slightly
replays
shorter.
of Sun and Moon.
Slightly.
If it is shorter, it's slightly shorter.
Yeah.
It's only
It's
slightly.
not
It's-
different.
Yeah, it feels barely different from the original game.
Because that is
So-
the biggest problem with Sun and Moon, in my opinion. The beginning of the game is way too long.
No,
Oh,
I will say
I
that when
found-
I first played through Sun, the beginning didn't bother me. That's because it was new. Playing Ultra Moon, I was like, this is really tedious and boring because I just went through this.
So
Totally, yeah.
when I first played Sun and Moon, remember a year ago, I blind nuzlocked it. So I've played the beginning of the game
Right.
5 times so far.
Oh man.
Yeah, I found myself mashing through the story this time. It was so boring going through it again.
Yeah, it's just not as good as the second time. I really liked the
It's
story
really
the first
mundane.
time, and aside from the fact that I'm not a huge fan of this game's story, yeah, it's just really, really boring.
See, I mean, you say this game's story, but it matches a lot of elements from the first game.
Oh no, it does, but I still enjoyed when I first experienced it.
Right. But honestly, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon aren't different enough from the first game's story to make it more interesting.
Well, it is. Well, yeah, no, it isn't until you get towards the end after you fight.
I didn't get that till I beat the game.
I'm
I didn't feel that way till I beat the game.
Oh, okay.
Like the little parts they added on the I think it was the end of the 4th island. It was okay.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah. Anyway, I'll avoid going into spoilers, I guess, but there are some differences on the 4th island and one of the areas and everything. But that's
Yeah, and since it's so like heavily at the end of the game, I really just don't understand why this isn't just a DLC update.
right, exactly.
I'd pay $20 for a DLC update, and then I don't have to play through the beginning of the game again.
Yeah.
I agree. But, it's Pokemon. They can just slap a little bit of some new stuff on there and it'll still sell.
They did the absolute minimum they had to do to make it a new game.
Well, it's selling like hotcakes. Like,
Yeah.
it's still the top-selling game in Japan.
It's
Yep.
true.
People love their Pokemon.
Yeah,
And I
they
mean-
also play Yokai Watch, so
And I do want to make it clear that we're not saying that it's a bad game. It's just
No.
so similar to the original Sun and Moon that it's like, there's really no point.
Right.
So,
I might pick it up once I feel like I want to do another playthrough of
Yeah.
Sun and Moon.
yeah.
Because I do a lot of random Nuzlocks here and there, and the monotype challenge. In fact, my current monotype challenge with electric Pokemon is one of the reasons why I didn't want to pick up Ultra Sun and Moon, because I'm still going through Sun and Moon again right now.
yeah.
Yeah. I
I'm
understand.
telling you, man, when you get to that Necrozma form, that Nuzlocke challenge out the window. Throw it out
Yeah?
the window.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I'll Nuzlocke this then, in spite of that.
Go for it. I welcome you.
Yeah, I agree that it'd be, if it was a little more time in between, it would have felt fresher. But it's still a good game, and it's still great. And because it's very similar to Sun and Moon, then you still know it's good. But it's not. I don't think you can take this game and say that it's a 10 out of 10 because
No.
it's too close to the previous one. There's a lot of similarities, and they didn't change up a whole lot. When we look at a new game, we want to see how is this more fun? How is this a better experience? And I don't think it really improves too much on the whole experience, the experience as a whole. That's my take on it.
I was honestly thinking 6 out of 10 by the end of the first time.
I don't know if I give it that,
Because
but
I was just so mad how similar it was. I'm like, this is literally copy paste for the most part. Couple changes. It's like a revision of an essay. That's kind of what it felt like.
right.
They changed a few words, a few sentences are different, sure, but the core message is still the same. And that's what just the blandness kind of got to me. I don't know.
But that's
In that
different.
regard.
That's different than Platinum and Emerald, right? Or am I crazy?
Yeah. Well, Platinum version, they had like a whole new shtick going on. There's tons of story differences and things.
Right.
And Black and White 2 was awesome.
Well, yeah, Black and White 2, I don't even
tons of
compare.
stuff.
I don't even compare.
And then Emerald version had a lot better features. They fixed a lot of stuff. This game it just feels like copy paste. The fishing's not even fixed. Like
Yeah. Oh. No.
whatever Game Freak. Like this is the same game, but slightly repackaged.
So, is there a difference between Ultra Moon and between that and Ultra Sun?
Yeah, you get different people, and you get a different legendary.
Wait, what do you mean different people?
The different squad members, the Ultra Squad or whatever.
Ultra
two different
Recon
people.
Squad.
See, man. So a lot of people keep comparing, like, oh, but Emerald didn't really do that much different either. This is just a third iteration. At least Emerald was just one package where you got both legendaries.
Yeah, and they meshed together the story a little bit, so you had both Team Magma and Team Aqua
Exactly.
to fight against.
That's what made it so
It was
different.
fresh that way. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a combined universe.
Exactly.
Instead of split.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your character has white hair, so I mean,
Plus, with Emerald, you felt the difference from Ruby and Sapphire the whole way through the adventure.
Right.
Anytime, like, one or the other parties would show up, and you'd be like, oh, I played Ruby or Sapphire, and now I get to fight this other team I didn't get to fight that last time. And then on top of that, Emerald gets to be, like, the main flagship of the game, whereas there's no reason to play Ruby or Sapphire anymore.
Right.
As
Yeah,
opposed to
absolutely.
Emerald. Well, there's no reason to play Emerald anymore because Oris is out now. Go to that one.
I will say the difference between Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon at the end is the final chapter. They got rid of the final chapter from Sun and Moon and added a different one.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know if we want to get into spoilers though, but I kind of like what they did.
Really?
What I've
Well-
heard with the story.
It was in a commercial.
yeah, I
It
mean,
was in a teaser trailer.
Yeah, but
we already
not,
know-
not a lot of the stuff.
Right,
Well, let's
but you
not-
know what happened.
Yeah, let's not talk about it this week, maybe.
well, I mean, we don't have to go into details, but we can just quickly mention what it is, right?
yeah, if you guys want, I'm fine with that.
Because it was in the trailer.
Right.
All right.
I think it's fine. Just say what
it's
it
just
is.
Team Rainbow Rocket.
Right.
That's the difference.
Boom.
Giovanni came back. He actually did it. So, I do want to say that there were a few interviews done with the creators of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and how they talked about how a lot of the direction for this game was put on some of the newer guys at Game Freak. I don't know exactly what that means per se. I didn't really pay attention much to that
Clearly
interview.
one of those newer guys is a Naruto fan looking at this Pokemon.
Exactly. But that makes me think that, the Switch started building up a ton of hype, and then March came, and so Game Freak had to pull all of the senior staff that made Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon what it was to start work on Pokemon Switch, whatever that's going to be like. And so Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon kind of got put on the back burner, but still needed to be released, and so it wasn't given as much attention as it probably could have been. Of course, this is conjecture, and they haven't actually confirmed any of this, but that's how I see it,
I don't know. How far into the development cycle were they when the Switch was released? That was only last March.
Yeah, but
That's not a lot of
Sun and Moon came out in November last year. How long had they been
Yeah.
working on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon before that? The game's basically a copy paste, kind of. So I don't know.
I don't know.
That those are just some of my thoughts. Is there anything else that we want to say about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? I think we've gone over most of it. I'm not giving it a score because I haven't even gotten past the second island.
Well, I mean, as a game by itself, if Sun and Moon wasn't a thing, I'd still probably give it about the 9 that it deserved from Sun and Moon. But the fact that Sun and Moon was a thing, I was thinking 6. But just personally,
Your mileage may vary.
yeah. If you haven't played Sun and Moon, get this. There's no reason not to.
It's
If you have played Sun and Moon, you probably need to think about it before you go pick this one up.
I think the last thing I'll say is that, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it!
Oops.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I don't know. They feel like they just needed to make more time for their next installment, and they just felt like this was a way to still make money, but at the same time focus all their creative efforts on the next segment, which is fine, I guess. But
Although
okay,
this game is going to force the next third iteration of whatever generation comes forward to have an uphill battle now, because everyone's going to immediately go back, oh yeah, but they tricked us with the last iteration, that the third.
or maybe they'll be like, oh, there's no way it could be bad as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, right? No, I don't know. That's kind of mean of me to say. But I there's still moments where I really have fun. So I give it a 7.8, maybe 7. Maybe I'll just put 7.5. 7.5 out of 10.
All right, great. Well, continuing on with our November roundup, the next game that we have on our list is Skyrim. Me personally, I'm going to get this for Christmas because I already have a ton of other stuff that I've been playing and need to play. So those of you that have played Skyrim, talk about it. Go.
All right, so I was able to pick up Skyrim now. I think Skylar's the only other one who played Skyrim on the Switch.
Probably.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So,
Keen.
yeah. So last time I believe Skylar already gave his review of Skyrim, but now we get to have more of a bit of discussion. I will say I'm pretty impressed with how it actually runs on the Switch. It is a little less graphically capable than the 360 PS3 versions, like it's running at a lower resolution. But, oh man, the load screens are gone, basically. I mean, they're still there. They're still long. But in comparison to PS3 and 360, it feels like the load screens are a fourth as long.
Yeah, they're not as long. No.
Yeah. I did have some frame issues where it would just like completely freeze up, but over a 60-hour game, it didn't happen often enough for me to really care. I put in 60 hours so far. I will admit, Skyrim. So before I picked it up, I kind of had a bad taste in my mouth with Skyrim. I actually really didn't like it the first time I played it, and that was because I thought the combat system in Skyrim is really, really bad. Which, to be fair, it kind of is.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but my first time I ran through it, I played a Sword and Shield and only got like a few hours in. I was like, I don't understand why this is so hyped. And so the second run, I decided to go Conjurer or full mage, basically.
Yeah.
I haven't put any leveling into my health or stamina. It's all magic all the way. I'm at level 100 Conjurer. So yeah, that's actually pretty fun because the way it does magic, it feels like D&D. So now Skyrim feels like a 3D D&D game to me as opposed to a really bad Zelda game. Or
yeah.
But I don't know. I do like it. I do like it having it on the Switch. I wish that I had the opportunity to move save files between the Switch and the PC so that I could still play with like mods when I'm at home.
Yeah.
And better graphic fidelity. But having it on the go and being able to just like take it around, I've taken it on the train and stuff, and that's really nice. It gives me hope that maybe we'll see Fallout 4 or at least one of the other Fallouts, because it is the same engine as Skyrim. Well, technically Skyrim's a different engine than New Vegas and Fallout 3, but the creation engine is just a beefed up engine of, I forgot what the engine was named for the other Fallouts, because I'm personally more of a fan of Fallout than Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I got the Zelda or the Zelda stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm not going Sword and Shield, it's completely useless to me. I'm not even allowed to wear armor.
Well, yeah. I mean, technically later you can just enchant your heavy armor with magical stats, and there you go.
Well, but I have the perk that your mage armor is twice as effective if you're not wearing any armor.
Well, there you go.
So it's actively worse armor to wear armor than it is to not wear armor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I just gave it to my companion, and so I'm running around with Serena with wearing the Hylian garb stuff.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
It's really weird sometimes turning around and going, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I've been I played through the game as an archer. I really like playing as an archer and sneak killing things. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people really like that method too.
I've heard that too.
Yeah. That was one of my favorites because the AI is pretty dumb sometimes. Like you shoot one guy in the head, he goes flying, and his partner's like, "What was that?" And he like starts looking around for you. And one time they came up right next to me. They just like right past by me, keep going. I'm like, "Are you kidding? I'm right here." Whatever, snipe him in the back too. But it's so much fun to do. I've just finished every single major quest line now. I had played through, I think, the main quest lines for a thief character when I did the review, but now I finished all of it. And it's a lot of fun.
I haven't even started like most of the main quest lines. As soon as the game started, I did run off and do the the Winterhold College quest.
Yeah, that's
immediately
a good one to do
because
first.
I was like, if I'm going to go mage, I need the mage's robes,
Right.
the Archmage's robes.
Yep.
Which I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but you get some nice loot if you do the Winterhold. It is
A spoiler
horrible.
for like a 9-year-old game or whatever.
Yeah, it's 6 years old.
Okay.
But I will say it got really rough at the end of that Winterhold mission when you have like nothing and that's the only thing you've done so far.
True. Yeah, I like the College of Winterhold. I did it as a archer, which was funny, and they're like, "You're the best mage ever," and you're like, I don't.
So
I don't
have you noticed that in the Winterhold missions they throw tons and tons of electric enemy mages throughout the whole thing just to punish whoever's going mage route?
Yep. And it's the same thing in the final place where they have the guy who auto drains your magicka. It's the worst.
Yeah. So I've been going through Dawn Guard. The Dawn Guard DLC is long. Holy crap.
It's huge. So is the Dragonborn DLC. The Dragonborn DLC goes on forever. But that one's one of my favorites. You get some really cool new environments and everything. It's just so unlike the rest of Skyrim. It's great.
So yeah, I'm enjoying Skyrim. It gave me I don't know. I don't want to say forced. It pushed me towards giving Skyrim a second try. And I'm enjoying it a lot more just because I changed up my play style. I should have listened to my friends when they said that I should have done that to begin with, but whatever. And I look forward to whatever Bethesda puts on the console next because they have said that they are interested in putting more to the Switch. Hopefully that's Fallout 4. I know a lot of people don't like Fallout 4, but I enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I've been looking forward to playing Skyrim for years, and I'm excited to get it for Christmas. It'll be lots of fun. I can finally talk about it with you guys. So, cool. Any other thoughts on Skyrim before we move on?
I think I'm good.
No.
It's kind of ridiculous, though. I do want to say, because I went full Conjurer, and Serana is also on my team, I'm running around Skyrim effectively with like 5 people in a party.
You're just like conjuring crap.
Well, when you level up, I got my Conjurer to level 100, and your Conjurers are permanent.
Whoa.
And you get 2 Conjurers. So you get 2 permanent Conjurers.
That's awesome.
So they're effectively party members. And then you have Serana, who is also a Conjurer, in the sense that she raises dead.
That's true, yeah. She's a necromancer.
Yeah, she's a necromancer. And so we have 2 Conjurer units, a necromanced enemy, and Serana and me running around. And sometimes, like, I was tempted to try and find another companion that sticks with you until you finish the quest. So then I'll have, like, 6 people on the team running around, just like...
Yeah. I think it's funny running around with a companion. I ditch companions so fast. because they take your stats, your growth.
Yeah, but they also are basically a pack mule for all your stuff.
And when you have 425 carry weight, it's not a problem.
Oh, I have 300.
Because when you're a thief, you can get the ability to carry more crap. It's just part of the pickpocket tree. So that's what I do.
You don't like your companion walking behind you, setting off every single trap in the dungeon?
No, they kill themselves. It's kind of funny. Because when you're a sneak, you don't set off pressure plates.
Well, I don't know. Serana's an immortal companion.
That's true because she has like story plot relevance.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
So, yeah, I was running down a hallway and it was like a fire trap or whatever, and you had to like stay out of the middle of the hallway, otherwise you get blasted with enough fire that would basically one-shot you.
Yep.
And I kept dying. I couldn't figure out why, because it kept missing me. And I realized that Serana was following me, and she would like stop and stand in the middle of the hallway and get hit by the fire, which would have splash damage and hit me at the side of the hallway.
Yep.
And it would one-shot me.
This is why I don't carry around companions.
But yeah, it's also nice that there's no dragons flying backwards. That was also that was another problem when Skyrim came out. There was so many bugs.
Dude, this one person was moonwalking away from me. She's like, "Go meet me in the back room," and then she starts moonwalking like Michael Jackson all the way back into the other room. I was like, "Yeah, do-doom.
I mean, there's still bugs in this version, but compared to on PS3 at launch, it feels almost bugless. I mean, there's bugs everywhere, but even with bugs everywhere, it feels like we've gone from a trillion mosquitoes to like 1,000.
Right. Yeah.
That is a huge jump.
Yeah, but 1,000 mosquitoes is still like terrible.
Well, cool. I am excited to get it. So, thanks for sharing your thoughts on Skyrim, guys. Hey everybody, it's your friend David just coming at you in the middle of the episode like I normally do. I'm just going to talk briefly about a few things to give you some reminders. The first is to check out our website at nintendcity.com. We've got some news, some show notes, and reviews for all of these games that we've been talking about this episode and that we will talk about in the next little bit. We also post some opinion articles, and we cover the biggest Nintendo news. We are still a small growing site, so of course we don't publish absolutely everything that comes out, but we're sure to hit the big stories as they come. Also, we'd like to invite you to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Nintensity. And this goes hand in hand with our YouTube page, which is just youtube.com/Nintensity, because we are going to start publishing our videos perhaps a few days early on our Patreon page like we do with these podcasts. So if you want to help support the show, head over to our Patreon page. The link is in the show notes and description of this episode. Consider sending us a little bit of money to help support the site and help support the podcast. Be sure to check out our social media at facebook.com/Nintensity and our Twitter handle, Nintensity. All of our stuff goes up there, announcements, news, all that good stuff. So make sure you're following us on those. That's pretty much all that I have for this episode. Please be sure to share this with your friends, and it really means a lot that you guys are with us for these episodes. Anyway, I'll let you get back to this wonderful discussion, and thanks so much. We'll catch you next time. Let's move on to Animal Crossing Trailer Park Simulator. Pocket Camp. This is the mobile Animal Crossing game that came out for iOS and Android just a few weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving, I think, right?
Yes.
Time has escaped from me.
It was that Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday or Tuesday, one of the two. But anyway, so that's out. It's really cute, really fun. But my poor phone is so old and so dying that I can't really play it on my phone. So I don't have a whole lot to say. I have watched my sister play it quite a bit while I was home for Thanksgiving. It looks really wonderful and cute, but I don't think that it has quite the charm that a full-fledged Animal Crossing game inherently has. I don't know.
Not at all.
Those are my basic thoughts. So, what do you guys think?
Not at all. I mean,
I started
this
it-
is definitely Animal Crossing light. You know, it has some of the things that you want in an Animal Crossing game, and it has some charm with some of the animals, although they can be kind of creepy. But it's I don't know. It's more of a mindless game than anything else.
Yeah, I started it, did like a couple missions, and like this is boring, and didn't pick it up again. It's just not quite there with like an actual Animal Crossing game.
Right.
Yeah, I think the production value is there for a mobile game. It's really high production value.
Yeah, totally.
But it doesn't really capture me at all. Like I keep forgetting it exists, and every time I remember, oh yeah, Animal Crossing goes on the phone, and I don't care enough to go pick it up. I played it for one day. I started crafting a few things, and then I just turned it off. It didn't feel like I had any drive to go back to playing it, and I don't really know why.
Yeah, it hasn't hooked me like Pokemon Go or Fire Emblem Heroes. Those games I kept coming back to, and I don't know if it was because maybe I just didn't have a whole lot of games to play at the time versus now. But yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. Something about Animal Crossing is just not pulling me back in every time.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs more waifus. I don't know.
It feels like they took all the tedious parts of Animal Crossing and made a game just on that.
Yes.
And they took away a lot of the reward for the tedious parts and made the actual... So you do tedious parts to get things that you can then use in a tedious manner to get the reward, whereas in Animal Crossing, you get the reward immediately after doing your tedious thing.
Okay.
So they added an extra layer of tediousness, I feel like,
Yeah.
to the game.
No, I can see that. Now, which is better, Miitomo or this?
This.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is better.
You say that, but how long did you play Miitomo versus this?
I did play Miitomo more. Neither of them made money from me, but I mean,
No, no.
I feel like that was mostly because Miitomo was just an obscure, weird thing that I couldn't like avert my eyes from. It was like a giant pink rhinoceros sitting in like the middle of the room, and like sure it smells, but you can't like stop like wanting to touch it and see like why is this here?
Yep.
I don't know, terrible analogy, but
Touching pink rhinoceros, everyone.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's on my phone. It's staring at me. I gotta poke it. I don't know
Gotta
what it
play
is.
it. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, obviously, the Animal Crossing one is better, well made. But it is funny to think that I definitely put more time into the Miitomo one than this one. And is that because of the games I have available to me now, or was it because there was just more wild appeal to?
well, it also feels like Animal Crossing Trailer Park it needs more social element to it.
Yes.
Like Miitomo had.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it heavily integrates you having friends, but your friends in Animal Crossing may as well just be AIs with the amount of interactivity that you guys have with each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you can send answers to each other, in certain ways, just like Miitomo did.
Or at least comments about things. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Like, that basic
comments.
functionality was on the Wii version of Animal Crossing. You could like shout to your friend when they came to visit your town over the internet. I don't know why it's not in Pocket Camp.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think a mobile game that, obviously social media is very important to your phone. I think that would work really well with Animal Crossing, but I guess they thought differently. Maybe it couldn't handle it. I don't know.
See, now I want to read one of my favorite reviews of the game. This comes from Christine Teigen, who is a supermodel. She says...
Oh, yes. Yes,
This is
sweet.
pretty funny. Pocket Animal Crossing might be okay for you AC newbies, but for us Tom Nook loyalists, it is merely a hit of the crack that is actual real Animal Crossing. It lacks the heart, the soul. It's a sandwich with no meat, a car without tires. And then shortly after she replied, that said, I have spent $120 on Leaf tickets.
No!
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
So she's already spent twice the amount of money she would have spent on a normal Animal Crossing game.
Yep.
Doesn't make sense. They throw Leaf tickets at you. Like, I don't know. Maybe people just use them like crazy. But I feel like it's like, please stop. I need to breathe. I can't inhale Leaf tickets. Like, calm down.
Yeah, I have 150 Leaf tickets. I wish I could sell them online. Someone who actually wants them.
Bitcoins,
Hey,
baby.
you want to send some of that money my way? I'll give you my Leaf tickets. It's like,
Yeah. But
it's like
you know,
selling your
I just,
title in League of Legends.
yeah. I think that she sums it up pretty well. It is Animal Crossing, but it's not real Animal Crossing. It lacks the heart.
It's light.
What makes
Animal
Animal
Crossing
Crossing
light.
Animal Crossing? Yeah, you're absolutely right, James. So, plus the animals are not your friends. Who makes a certain couch, or who demands that you make a certain couch before coming to visit your house?
Right.
Anybody? No.
David, before
What?
I come up to your apartment, I feel like you need like a nice reclining couch with like the footstool things coming up out of under. I don't know what they're called, but I feel like the couch you have right now just isn't quite up to my taste.
You don't even know what my couch is like.
Not like
Yeah,
that.
that's because I haven't gone to your place yet because you don't have like the couch I want. Like seriously, David.
Okay,
How long is it
fine.
going to be until I can come visit?
Make sure you don't have it.
Just know once
Send
you
me a
have that
picture of
couch,
it.
he's gonna sleep in your bed. Just FYI.
Send me a picture of the couch you want me to build. I'll see.
Okay,
I'll send
I'll go to IKEA right now.
Get out of my bed, Jerry. That's mine.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts on Animal Crossing Trailer Park Simulator?
No, I'm sure it'll make money for Nintendo either way. But
Yeah, there are a lot of loyalists that really, really like this kind of stuff. So,
I mean, if Fire Emblem Heroes can make millions of dollars, this is going to make some money.
you underestimate the power of waifu.
No, I don't underestimate. I have friends who've spent like hundreds of dollars almost weekly on the game.
Oh my word.
it's so
One
crazy.
of them posted on Facebook, I think it was just a few days ago, that he spent $500 that day trying to get a summer Camilla.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna throw up.
And he was upset because he only got summer Xanders or whatever. I don't know what
There's
this
no
was.
Summer
Are
Camilla.
you sure $500?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is a
There's a
lot of
reason why
money.
Fire Emblem Heroes has surpassed Mario in sales.
It's the waifu, man.
Maybe it wasn't a few days ago because it would have to be during the summer. I don't remember what it was.
They brought back the bunny Camilla.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. He said Camillas and he was getting summer Xanders.
Yeah, because they're both green, and if you're only going for the green ones, you just like maybe you won't even get the Camilla. You know.
I see. So he was going for the bunny Camilla, but was getting summer Xanders.
It's
I
funny
haven't
'cause
gotten
didn't
a
they-
5-star in a month, and
Well,
I've been doing the pull every day.
Yeah, same here. I stopped playing entirely because I feel like they made the 5 stars harder to get.
Well, no, they said they raised
It's
the.
8% now.
Yeah, they said that they raised it 8% is what they said, but I don't know.
Maybe they fixed the I don't know the method I've been doing it.
Yeah, I'm just. I don't want anything else but the one I want. That's the thing, and it's hard to pull.
I wonder if they set it now so that when you get the set of 5, one of them is all 5 of them are immediately predetermined. So if you leave, then you lose your chance of getting the 5-star. I don't know. They changed something. Something changed because beforehand I could get like a gold star every now and then, but now it seems impossible.
Yeah. The last one I got was Amelia forever ago. The character from Fire Emblem 8.
Yeah. I had to put it down. It was unhealthy for me. I was pulling on
Lottery,
my
man.
hair,
Gambling. Oh, man.
Too many Camillas.
Yeah.
Too many.
You know, you say that. I actually pulled a Camilla today because why not, I guess. They just keep
I don't know.
going for Hector, and I keep getting the Camillas. That's
Jordan, I think your friend is just cursed because, I can't stop getting Camillas.
Well, I'll tell him that you get Mark Millas and you want.
I'd probably love to
he's
hear
over here.
that.
Yeah, that's
Probably
probably not the
trading.
best.
He'll probably come and murder you in your sleep.
please,
and take your
please
phone.
don't tell him.
It's like, your account is mine now, James. All
Yeah,
your
but
Camillas.
He'd lose all of his stuff that he spent money on. All of the other good guys. I don't know. I haven't played that game since like the first week it came out, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that's the Animal Crossing and I guess Fire Emblem Heroes stuff. I do want to mention that Black Friday happened because this is a November roundup, and according to Adobe, the Nintendo Switch was the most sold item. Period.
Which is crazy because one, there was no deals for the Switch on Black Friday.
Absolutely none.
Nope.
The Xbox One, you could get all the way down to like $130
Yeah.
if you did it right. Because I think it was $180 at one place, but you also got a $50 gift card.
Yeah, rebate or something.
So
No, the rebate was something else. The rebate, GameStop was selling the Xbox 360 for $60, and you got a $60 rebate. So they were basically giving 360s out for free.
Yeah, okay.
So I heard that the PS4 sold better than it ever has, like on Black Friday or something like that. But it didn't even make the top 5. Maybe.
No, like the Switch destroyed it this
Yeah,
month.
here let me double check that. But I swear I saw an article about that.
I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense because the PS4 is all the way. You could get it for $200. I don't remember any.
I mean,
deals
yeah,
that were
they had
cheaper than
a lot of deals.
Yeah, Amazon was selling it for $200.
Yeah, let me trying to see. Well,
Yeah, I mean, PlayStation 4 also has tons more exclusives that you can't get on a PC. So there's that.
yeah.
People want to play their Crash Bandicoots and their Persona 5s.
Okay, yeah. So, according to RollingStone.com, Black Friday 2017 was the most successful in PlayStation's history. And it didn't crack the top 5.
That's pretty darn
That's
crazy.
ridiculous. I wonder how many Switches they sold. Like, that just boggles my mind.
Well, the Best Buy I went to had stacks on stacks of Switches.
Okay, so,
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo did say they wanted to sell around 16 million before next March, and they were only hitting around 7 million before November started. So maybe they were planning on just having 6 million to sell this holiday season, because Japan, Japan isn't even part of Black Friday.
No.
And it still hit 140,000 units in that 1 week.
Yeah.
Which is insane for Japan.
jeez.
Absolutely. So
Anyway, so that's just ridiculously crazy.
Yeah. Did you have something, Jordan?
Oh, I was just going to say that, and that's just talking about America and Japan, and then you've got all the other countries that are involved with holiday sales too, all of Europe and Canada and Mexico, and I don't know. I think Nintendo might hit that 16 million that they were claiming they did.
I think they just might. Be very impressive.
And then on top of that, they plan for next year, the next fiscal year cycle, to sell an additional 30 million.
Holy.
What game is going to sell 30 million units next year?
Smash.
No idea.
Smash Prime, I don't know.
It has to be Smash or Pokemon.
Oh,
Prime's cool
Pokemon.
and all, but I hope Nintendo's not planning Prime to sell 30 million Switches.
Yeah, there's no way Prime will sell that many. I don't think. Ooh, hit the mic, sorry. But
I can only think, the only reason for a 30 million estimate I can think of, the only reasons are Smash, Pokemon, and them entering the Chinese market.
oh yeah.
Or a mixture of those.
Yeah. That could be it.
So,
Yeah, it's
That'd be
going to be
crazy.
crazy. We'll have to see how Nintendo plays this out. They're selling really well right now, and they're planning on selling even better.
Give me your money.
The Switch
So
is worth it.
out of curiosity, did any of you guys get any game deals on Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
I will talk about that and what we played this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say I got $20 for Axiom Verge Multiverse at Best Buy because I stacked up a bunch of Best Buy cards or bonus, I don't know, discount cards or whatever that they had in the mail. So I was able to pick up the last copy of Multiverse Edition. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And then,
Axiom Verge.
especially since that's basically 50% off for Axiom Verge.
Oh yeah.
Well, for the Multiverse Edition, because it comes with all the stuff too.
Yeah.
And then I got Wolfenstein 2 for $25,
Dang.
which is crazy. Yeah, I mean that was the like standard deal across all stores, but that's just insane because the game wasn't even out for a month at that point.
Right.
So I got it for PS4. We'll see if I like it enough to get it again for the Switch in a few months.
See, Andrew, I don't think that game comes out yet. The game doesn't come out until next year. I don't know what
All
you're
right,
talking about.
yeah, I got an early copy of Wolfenstein 2.
For a different console, though.
Whoa, are you going to review that?
Whoa, wait a minute. No. It's only for Nintendo. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a Nintendo exclusive, right?
Yeah.
There are no other consoles.
Yeah,
then you got an early copy then.
Yeah, I got my early copy. Like we don't even have a release date for the game yet,
Dang.
man.
You had to pay
It
for
must
your
have been
early
leaked.
copy? Dang, what
I wonder what the
Chinese?
embargo
Yeah,
on
You
that
have
is.
to
for
pay
it.
off. I'm just kidding.
Surprisingly, this beta version is going to have better graphics too. Like,
Wow.
it's interesting. Yeah.
That's really weird.
That's impressive. I'm amazed.
So,
I also picked up the first Wolfenstein for $15. So
Oh.
it was a very Wolfenstein day.
Welcome
Very
to
much so.
Wolfenstein and Doom.
See, for Black Friday, I convinced my grandma to buy 3 Switches. So
you're the reason why.
There was no deals for Black Friday though.
I know, but my cousins wanted one, so she got one for one of my cousins, another one of my cousins, and another one of my cousins. So they're getting Switches.
I did hear one exploit someone posted online. If you went to Office Max and bought, they were selling $100 gift cards to GameStop for $80.
Yeah, I did hear about this.
So you could buy 3 gift cards for GameStop from Office Max for $240 and buy a Switch with that.
Loopholes, gotta love them.
Nice.
Sounds
Gotta
like a
love
good
it.
deal to me. I mean, shoot.
That's $60 off. I mean, it's a bit of a jump because you have to go to Office Max to pick up something that they shouldn't even be selling at Office Max or on discount, and then run over to GameStop. But I thought that was funny.
So,
Oh, cool.
my Black Friday deals had nothing to do with Nintendo. You okay, Skylar?
No. But keep going.
Okay. So, I took advantage of the GameStop's buy 2 get 1 used game free. So, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, Tales of Berseria. I can't even say it's the newest Tales game that got really good reviews from what I remember, and I was wanting to pick it up. And then Final Fantasy 15. So yeah, I don't have time to play them yet, but next year looks kind of open. Not a whole lot of
After you
Nintendo
finish
games coming out.
Xenoblade.
So
It's a lot of jerks.
Yeah, you have Xenoblade now, and then we have a direct coming out in January probably.
Yep.
yeah, we'll see. But that's what I'm saying. Like December's booked with Xenoblade, so that's why I had to wait until next year to play these 3 games.
Yeah.
But then I'll finally have a real opinion on Horizon Zero Dawn. So there we go.
Probably more informed than my opinion that I gave last time.
yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So James, is it game of the year? I'm just kidding. No,
He doesn't
we'll
know
talk about it
yet.
later.
Shh.
All right, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that next year when it's a 2018 Game of the Year on Nintendo Switch. Anyway,
No, it's a Sony first party game.
that's right.
Oops.
Darn it. Guess it's not happening. Well,
Just
anyway,
like Cuphead.
yeah.
Keep going.
Microsoft exclusive. All right, well, let's move on to what we've played this week. I guess I'll go first. I was fortunate enough to get Rocket League from, oh my gosh, what's the publisher's name? Psyonix. I can never
Psyonix?
pronounce that. Psyonix.
What do you mean you can't pronounce that?
It's-
You're a physics major.
I know, but is it Sonics?
The P isn't always used.
Right,
Sign up.
But it's like, I've never heard it spoken by anybody. So.
Physics.
Physics.
Physics is hard.
All right, Sonics with a P. Sorry. I took the GRE this morning. Give me a break. I've been up since 5 a.m. Anyway, Sonics was kind enough to give us a review copy of Rocket League, and it is a fun game. I think that this is a wonderful, wonderful title to have on the Switch. One of the nice things about it is it has cross-platform play, so there's always a ton of people that you can play with in matches. I've only ever had to wait maybe a maximum of a minute to find a match, and that's because it runs through all of the gajillion algorithms to find somebody or to make even teams in some form. I haven't played all the modes yet. I want to get to that. They are a lot of fun, though, the ones that I have played. I've basically played the regular matches, the 3-on-3, or the 2-on-2s, and a couple of other matches. And it's fun to control a little car and play soccer. Soccer is one of my favorite sports. I used to play it as a kid. And so it's fun to just ram a car into a ball and score goals. One of my favorite things about the game that makes it so exciting is you're constantly making these plans in your head, if I hit the ball over here, then my teammate can rush over there and get it. But then most of the time those plans never go through, and so you have to figure out another plan. So there's this constant cycle of planning and dropping, planning, executing, planning, dropping, and you're just constantly doing that throughout the entire match.
So soccer?
Yeah, so it's soccer.
Sorry.
I mean, that's the whole point. It is soccer with basically with a total of 6 people. Instead of 10 on each team, you only have 3. In at least the main mode. I have watched some competitive play of Rocket League to try and figure out some strategies and such. But the game runs really well on the Switch. The menu still has icons to take you to their Twitter, Facebook, etc. pages, and none of those links work. You click on it, and it's like, your browser doesn't support this. And I'm like, well, why'd you keep it in here? It's clearly because the UI is just a port over from the other versions. They just wanted to keep it consistent. But it runs really well on the Switch. I haven't noticed any issues with any of the graphics or anything. The cars that come on the Switch version, the Mario and Luigi car and the Samus car, are both awesome. And I definitely switched permanently to the Samus car when I unlocked it. It's like, why not? It's cool looking.
Why not?
In handheld mode, the graphics do drop quite a bit, but it's a pretty intensive game on, I think Unity is the engine. Or it's Unreal. One of the two. Either way. It's good on the go. Feels great. The game controls really well with the Pro Controller. That's all I've really played it on. Other than, the Joy-Cons in handheld mode. But that's pretty much all I've got. Based on what I've played, I've played through most of it. And so I think I can safely give it a score. I'd give it probably an 8.5 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. You gotta totally recommend it. Lots of fun.
I keep hearing it's really fun. I don't know. I might pick it up.
It's not that expensive. I think it's only $30 on the eShop.
The problem is, I don't know. I have a hard time picking up multiplayer games in general.
Yeah, and that can be difficult. So yeah. I totally get it. Also want to mention that I've been playing quite a bit of Splatoon 2 as well. That's kind of my de-stress game, even though it can make me really salty on a bad day. I finally got up to S+ rank in Splat Zones, and I'm really close to S+ rank in Rainmaker and Tower Control. So I'm getting pretty good at the game, I think. Just gonna keep getting better. I really want to go to a tournament, so if you guys hear of any in Utah, please let me know.
I should have got you to be on my team.
Dude, I am so good at the Splattershot Pro. I often have the most kills on my team during ranked battles, and anyway.
I'll have to look up, see if anyone's still doing tournaments, because last one I was at was, I think it was beginning of September.
Yeah. So
where we took second place and got our butts handed to us by, I think there's one professional team in Utah that's actually organized.
I'll have to take a look at that. But I love the game. I really wish that I had my own Wii U, because I'd probably be even better at the game if I had played more Splatoon as when Splatoon 1 was out. But anyway, That's all I've got. Who's next?
As well, I guess I'll go.
Go!
For Black Friday, I picked up 1-2 Switch for $6.
$6.
And
I don't know if it's worth it for that.
no, it's not. It's a mess. I think I wrote a review. I don't know if it's up on the website yet.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've been so busy this week I hadn't published it. It should be up by the time the episode's out. In fact, I'll probably do it tomorrow, which is Friday.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed this wasn't a pack-in with the Switch. It absolutely should have been a pack-in with the Switch.
Should it have been?
Yeah,
I think it might have hurt the Switch's I don't know, image.
I think it would hurt people's image if they bought it for $50. Like this game is not a $50 game by any stretch of the imagination. To say this game is almost on par with Zelda, that's an insult.
Maybe it should have been a $10 eShop game.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Snipper Clips, which was a $20 eShop game, had more going for it than this game.
Snipper Clips is great.
Yeah, Snipper Clips is a lot of fun. But 1-2 Switch, man, you play the game once, you're done. And half of the games are literally the same thing. 2 of the 28 games are the Gunslinger game.
Wow.
2 of them are literally the same game.
All I want to do is play the ball game or whatever, because I want to know what this HD Rumble's all about, because we haven't had a single game that actually utilizes HD Rumble to how they advertised it.
Actually, the dice game, or the ball game, does work pretty well. You can tell pretty easily how many balls are in there.
Really?
Based off of moving it, which is kind of it works really well. It's a tech demo. It demos the tech really well. It's just not.
I guess then next time I'm at your apartment, I want to see this mini game in action. It feels like it's something I need to experience. And I was waiting for, I don't know, any game made by Nintendo to utilize it, and they haven't done it yet, which is questioning whether or not the Joy-Cons really should have been as expensive as they are.
Right.
Super Mario Odyssey has pretty good use of HD Rumble, but not to the extent of what they showed off in the demo.
I didn't feel anything HD about that.
Oh man,
Rumble.
dude, it feels so good in Super Mario Odyssey.
And what was really one I kind of liked was the lockpicking one. If they ever made another Elder Scrolls or another Fallout for the Switch and utilize that the lockpicking mechanism where it rumbles, where it gets closer to the actual point of unlocking the lock, it would be really cool if that was used in one of those games. Because that was actually pretty useful. A pretty interesting idea that I thought was there. The cow milking one, you just look like an idiot doing that one. It feels so.
You look like
so
something that I'm not going to say on this family-friendly podcast.
It's very hard to hold the Joy-Cons in the way they ask you to, and then pull the milk down. It's freaking hard. Also, the farmer guy. He just looks so... He's like hiding something behind that smile, man. He's not having fun. The guy who's demoing the project. The people who are demoing, they don't look like they're having a good time. And 1-2 Switch is not... It's not fun. It's not necessarily like a good game. It's just a tech demo. And people pay $50 for that tech demo. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, apparently 1 million people.
Yeah,
It
sold more than ARMS so far.
It was in the top 10 for a long time.
Yeah.
It outsold, I believe, Bayonetta 2. So put that into perspective, everyone.
And then, hello?
Interesting. So, what did you end up rating it? Let me pull up your review.
Have we posted his review yet?
No, I said that I'd post it on Friday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed
so
that.
busy. I have to
I
build
understand.
all of the stuff. So
I understand.
like I said, I took the GRE this morning, so I'm a little
You're
out of
fine,
it.
man.
Oh, okay, whoops. Sorry, someone called me on the phone.
Oh,
Really? Yeah, had no idea.
Skylar, you gave it a 4.5.
Yep, that sounds about right. It's not a game. It's a tech demo. What the heck, Nintendo? Half the games aren't the same. Some of them just flat out don't work, and they're not fun. The one that was really cool was the Liar's Dice clone, where you basically convince your friend to roll his good rolls to take his terrible ones.
Yeah.
That one's pretty fun, but you can do that with you don't need the Switch for that.
You can get your own set of dice in a cup and do it.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, 1-2 Switch, it's not a game. It's a tech demo. Don't buy it unless you have a crazy stint or stupid curiosity like I did and purchase the game for like $6. Go ahead.
So I was standing at Best Buy, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching a kid who was with his grandpa picking out a game for his birthday. And he was like, in one hand had 1-2 Switch, and in the other hand he had Star Wars Battlefront 2.
You're just like,
Right? And I was just
Switch
like
kid,
cringing at the whole scenario. Like, you can't pick a good option there.
Hey
That's
kid,
hilarious.
you want to spend 40 hours to unlock Darth Vader? Or do you want to actually...
He ended up walking away with Star Wars Battlefront 2 for his birthday. So
Fair
I mean, I think that's better
More
than 1-2
content.
Switch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at least got more content.
Yeah, but more money down the long term anyway.
yeah, now he's going to be like, he's going to have a problem with gambling from now on, James. You really call that better?
Children's gambling, James.
Hey, I don't care as long as I get the money.
Wait, you're the one who funded Star Wars Battlefront 2?
I am EA.
EA lost $3 billion in stocks from that game.
Yeah.
They deserve every loss. That's
I think
But
I'll
I
pick
also
up
got-
1-2 Switch down the line, but at one point, not
yeah,
yet.
wait till it's dirt cheap. It's not worth it. It's $50. There's no way. Then I also got Teslagrad from Rain Games, which it's a pretty cool game. Also, Rain Games, what the heck? Your bosses are so hard. Like, your character has one HP. You get hit by anything, you're dead.
Ooh, Donkey Kong Country style.
Really?
Yeah, but DKC, you could at least get two hits.
Yeah.
There's only one hit with the whole game. You just get like one hit, or you restart the whole boss, and the bosses are long. They're not short bosses. Like before this podcast, the reason it took me a little bit longer to get here is because it took me like 45 minutes to beat this boss. to beat the final boss of the game. And it's not like the final boss would be that rough if I had like one more hit. But I always got hit like once on the stupidest moment. It's frustrating, but I mean, it's a challenge. If you like a good challenge, it's not too bad. The puzzles are fun. It's kind of Metroidvania in the style of like you collect power-ups as you go, and you use those power-ups to solve magnet-based puzzles, which is pretty cool. Like if you see the same color on the screen, you push away from it, but the opposites attract, like normal magnets. So if the blue and the red attracts, the red and the red, they push apart.
Oppose.
Yeah, oppose.
Repel.
It's really cool. I haven't really seen too many puzzles like this before. At least playing it, I know other people have done it, but this is like the full game. I know of that actually uses it. It's pretty fun. It's pretty short though too. It took me probably like 4 or 5 hours to beat it. But I had a good time with it. I'm thinking more like the mid sevens range.
Cool.
The art style is kind of inconsistent. Like they have this really cool puppet art style at parts. I love that puppet art style, but then they go into
Puppet
this
art style. You mean like sock puppets?
No, like
Behold, I am the sock wizard.
like marionettes.
Oh.
With little sticks and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then they have this weird art style that kind of looks like a Flash game. And it goes between the two quite often. I'm not quite as big a fan of the Flash game art style. I kind of wish the whole game was done in puppets. What was also kind of funny, though, is that you're like this little Russian child running away from this Russian mob at the beginning. And it's just like these Russian pedophile monsters attacking, like chasing after this kid. It's really weird.
That poor boy.
That poor child, and if they touch you, you're dead. So
Ooh.
there you go. And it's actually kind of got a darker plot where this king usurps these what they call like Tesla wizards. I don't know what they are, but they use the power of magnetism. And this king or the czar of Russia goes and murders all of these people.
Is his name Edison?
You see like heads on pikes and stuff. It's kind of dark in that sense, but it still has the aesthetic of a children's game. I'm really confused. So, but Teslagrad's a good game. Go ahead and pick it up if you like Metroidvania adventures. It's pretty quick, but it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
So for me, I've only been playing Pokemon. Maybe picking up Farming Simulator here and there. Gosh, that game is like you're farming. I mean, obviously, because it's a farming simulator, but most of my time has been with Xenoblade Chronicles or making videos. But my hype right now for Xenoblade Chronicles is astronomical. I can't even comprehend how hyped I am. It comes out tomorrow, and I would just say this is going to be one of the longest days at work. Right next to having to wait for Super Mario Odyssey, maybe more so. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do.
So you're not picking it up at midnight tonight?
No, I mean, I get the special edition. It's coming by mail. So.
Is there a midnight release for Xenoblade?
Well, I don't know.
It depends on where you are. I'm sure you could probably find some GameStops doing it.
I've got the Best Buy special edition on hold for tomorrow. So I'm going to grab that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that they have some more Pro Controllers in stock when I go to get it. That'd be wonderful. If not...
You can also always go to like Walmart to get a midnight release of a game.
Oh, yeah, huh?
They're open 24 hours.
Excuse me.
Sorry for cutting you off there, David.
No, you didn't cut me. That's fine. Anyway, I'm also excited for Xenoblade, James. It's going to be good. The reviews that I care about, the reviewers that I care about have been saying that it's really good.
Exactly.
Tucker Conroy finished the entire game already, and he said that it was worth it.
I heard that he finished most of it. Like, he hasn't finished all of it.
No, he posted on Facebook this morning that he finished it today. Or yesterday.
He said he beat the game. He said he almost finished everything.
Well, yeah. I meant beat the game.
So is this longer or shorter than the first Xenoblade then?
I think it depends, because they were going at a pretty fast pace. I know that Game Explain's Derek Bittner, he ended up finishing it in 90 hours.
Wow.
But he didn't do all the side quests, obviously. So
that's probably longer than it took me to clear the story of Xenoblade 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could sit there for 90 hours playing Xenoblade.
I don't know. It depends. We'll see. But like Dave was saying, Chuck Conroy said he seemed like he really loved it. Game Explain just gushed over it. But the thing about or at least Game Explain's review, and even I'll go Nintendo World Report as well, they took the time to say this is why it's so good, and they give examples, and they also went into how the game plays and everything. Whereas these other reviewers, for the most part, they did that, but at the same time, I feel like they didn't bother to explain exactly why it didn't work for them, or why it did work for them. So it's just interesting. Maybe just because these guys were more excited and these people weren't. And I know it's important to have that opposite opinion where this is some guy who didn't like Xenoblade Chronicles, or this is a guy who doesn't like this type of JRPG, and this is their opinion. But to me, the ones that really matter are the people who like Xenoblade Chronicles, and I want to know what they think, because that's going to match more.
Well,
my thoughts.
What matters is finding reviewers that are more in line with your own.
That's
reviews.
very true. That's very true.
For me, someone who doesn't like JRPGs, if I saw like 10 out of 10s across the board, all across, because they only found people to review it that actually like these kind of games, that might have pushed me towards a game that I wouldn't have enjoyed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I think it's important to have these reviews, and for me, someone who loves Xenoblade, and you have to calm down, and just think, okay, obviously not everyone's going to have the same opinion. You don't have to worry about it being a bad game. Maybe it will be. Maybe you won't like it, but you look at the reviewers that you agree with usually and see how they like it and see their opinions, and then you can decide for yourself if you'll get the game or not. One thing that I want to mention is that I feel like you should have a lot of different opinions out there, and that's fine. I don't know. You just gotta make sure you don't take them. I don't know. You take it with a grain of salt, I guess, until you play it, because honestly, the only thing that matters is your opinion. But anyway.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm definitely going to enjoy playing it, I think. It's been a while. I didn't play X, so I need some more JRPG goodness in my life. Anyway.
As if Pokemon wasn't enough.
It's like, we gotta play any JRPGs.
Yeah, but Pokemon it's not really JRPG-y. It is a JRPG.
I don't know.
But it doesn't fall all the same tropes.
This last game was all about friendship. I mean,
What's so bad about anime tropes? I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, when it happens every single time and nothing really changes, that's what the problem is. When you shake the formula up, that's when it becomes real special. Kind of like the first Xenoblade, how it just kind of flipped everything you knew about stories on its head.
yeah, exactly. And that's what Game Explain said about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But then you get another reviewer who's like, these stupid anime tropes are just here and they're stupid. It's like, whoa, calm down.
Oh, who knows?
I don't know. To each his own.
We'll just have to see when we play it.
Exactly.
Tomorrow. So, Jordan, what have you been doing?
I've been playing Skyrim, which I talked about. Turns out when you have family stuff going on and work and school and when a new Skyrim, well, not new, but when you get a hold or start playing a game of Skyrim, there's not a lot of time for anything else. I sunk, according to my Switch, I've sunk 60 hours into it last week. And I guess including up till this week, which is Thursday now. So 2 weeks worth, 60 hours. That's pretty hefty for a student working.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like all your free time.
Well, I guess that's what we've been doing this week, and I think that'll do it for this week's episode of the podcast. Before we end, just like to thank you for joining us in this episode. Your support means a ton.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to my good friend Skylar. He does so much for the podcast, as well as David, obviously. They both do very much. And the music is great. Thank you so much, Skylar. You have a request for the good people? Not a request, a recommendation.
Listen to good music. I'm just kidding.
And I'd like to shout out to our Patreons, Chris, Chase, and Ratmvp. Your support means a ton. If you want to join them, go to patreon.com/NintenCity. Remember, the episodes go up early as a reward for those that support us.
I'd like to invite you to join our Discord community. We're trying to set up a fun place for people to visit and hang out. Head to nintendo.city/Discord to join us today. We discuss the movies, the video games, the TV shows, and the animes, everything.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. Also, we'd like to ask you to check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/Nintensity. We finally have that vanity URL. Woohoo! James put out a really cool video the other week about his hype for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and whether or not it'll be a masterpiece. And he's got another video in the works, so please be sure to go check that stuff out. It'll mean a ton.
It's good.
It's good stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Virtual Boys podcast this week. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on iTunes. And we'd also like to remind you to check out our website at nintensity.com where you can find news, show notes, and more. This week's show notes are at ninten.city/EP78. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Wah!
See ya.
Goodbye, you good people.